Okay, hello, welcome to Phil's Workshop. Sorry it's been a while, but we have had quite a few things to deal with. First of all, thank you very, very much to all the new subscribers. It's boosted my channel up absolutely fantastic, which I'm well chuffed with. Hopefully this is actually working. Now what I've got on now is I've got a new microphone system, and I hope it's not going to let me down. So as I say, this might be either 1, 2 or probably 3 videos that's going to come up. Obviously this one of course is, again, a very good thank you to everybody, and one guy in particular, and that would be Rob. Hi Rob, hope you're doing well mate, and hope you're having a great weekend. Well, the weekend's nearly over, I know, but there you go. Now this guy is from the Weekend Shedhead, and of course they're saying it, cheers, so there you go. And Rob was kind enough to mention me on this channel, which is absolutely superb, and I think that's probably done me quite a bit of good, which is, you know, which is absolutely great. Now the last video, should I say, as I put up, was about the foot switch, and the other one was of course about the jigsaw table. I have a lot of comments about both, probably more so views have been over the jigsaw table, and let me first of all turn around and say is it's not perfect, it's not 100% safe, and I would not in all good conscience turn around and say as this is the bee's knees of things. It's not. What I would say is that if you purchase it and you use it, please, for goodness sake, have your head switched on, in gear, and be very, very careful. Later on, hopefully, some of the questions that come up, well, one of them was about the fact that the wood jumps up and down. As soon as I get a chance, I'm going to try and have a look to see if I can make something and pass it on to you guys if you do end up getting this table. The foot switch, well, crikey, the amount of questions I've had over that, which have been absolutely fantastic. I hope I've answered them all for you. And 1 or 2 people have asked for the wiring diagrams, which I've given out. Please comment and tell me if you've actually made it and got it up and running, you know. It would be nice to know that you've actually got this thing working for yourselves. I've had mine for years, so there you go. So, what we're going to get up to today on this video. Right, apart from what we've done, right, we've had a couple of things on, that being one of them. Now, it sounds crazy, I know. Let me just bring this down so you can actually see. Oh, too far, up and Dutch. There you go. Screwdrivers. Now, being the job that I was in, which is an auto electrician, I had stacks of screwdrivers, but since I retired, for some unknown reason, they disappeared. And I think what it is because I was using, for the job that I was making specialist boards and what have you for the fire engines, ambulances and police cars. I didn't actually need the screwdriver as such, because I used this little girl there, which is the DeWalt. Now most of you use an impact driver. This one is not an impact driver. You actually set the the torque, which for me is what I had to do because I was working with some delicate stuff. And as I say, more often than not I use that. Hence the reason, I suppose, people who come in the workshop say, oh, I'll just put it through a screwdriver and never bring it back. But that's the way it went. So I had to buy myself some more screwdrivers. Now this one I was tempted to buy one for there was about 101 items in all in the set. And I thought to myself, well, do I really need it? At the end of the day, no, not really. This covers most of what I want, and I've got other bits and pieces any road up. So this one, 11 quid from Tesco's. I'm not going to say it's fantastic, but it does the job. It's not so bad. You've got a magnetic screwdriver there. The magnet isn't brilliant, I must say, but again, it works. It comes with some tips. It's also got the small screwdrivers. Hopefully you can see with that one. And then of course you've got your normal screwdrivers as well with your normal length. Again, not the best, but it does for me. It'll work, it'll function. So that's that one. The other thing which I've had, now I've just recently renewed my Dashcam in the car. I haven't done a video on it because the weather, well, people know in this country what the weather's been like. It's been absolutely up and down like the proverbial yo-yo. And I didn't want to waste time trying to make a video of it while it was actually raining. So I had to fit it in and get the job done and get the vehicle back on the road again. Because I must admit these days, with today's driving, I think it is an utmost necessary that you have one of these Dashcams fitted. Saves a lot of problems when things go wrong. Now, what was happening is the internal rear camera, I was having problems with because my rear window on the vehicle that I've got is a factory tinted rear window. And with having the camera so close to the glass, in actual fact it was coming out at somewhat rather dark, which seemed as though I was running around at night time, but it was actually daytime. Again, not so brilliant. So I decided to change it, put an external camera on, and that made quite a difference. But going on a little bit further from that, so that's cured that problem. The other problems I got is to actually download it. This Dashcam, which is a Red Tiger F17, by the way, brilliant. It's got 3 cameras on, one for the front, one for the rear, and one for the internal as well. Which again is oddball, but puts a different aspect on things, I suppose, which is absolutely great. It also brings up as well the road that you're actually travelling on. It brings up the map of where you are and all this sort of business. Never did it with my other one, but with this one it's great. The information is absolutely fantastic. But when I come to download it, it wasn't the downloading that was the problem, it was the fact the car was the problem. The car has got an inbuilt protection device on it for the battery, whereby once you turn the ignition off, it turns off the cigarette lighters as well. They're not live, and the battery and all the ignition circuit goes completely dead, which from my point of view, being an auto electrician, is absolutely fantastic. It's a great idea, but it causes few problems. What it ended up being is I've got to start the vehicle up and keep the engine running while I was downloading. I've also got a compressor that works off the cigarette lighter socket, and I have to do the same thing with them. So I thought to myself, well, I've got to get round this somehow, so I did. And what I did is I purchased this, and hopefully you can read that name, and it is a car hen. I think that's how it's spelt. And what this is, in actual fact, is it's a jumper for slave starting the vehicles. Now, I don't intend using it for that, because if the battery's got that bad whereby you need to start it, then you need to change it. But again, that's another story. And that is the actual picture of the item. Those are the instruction booklets that come with it. Again, being a foreign thing, the instructions are somewhat very poor but reasonable. What you get in it is obviously the jump leads. You got your negative and your positive. You also get the charge cable for charging it up. And most importantly for me, any roader, is you get that, which is the cigarette lighter socket, for want of a better thing. This is the thing that I was after really, for save me keep on starting the vehicle up, I could then run my stuff off it. Now, the actual item itself is that. And that's about it. It's also got a light on there, and when you open the flap, you've got the sockets there for the jump start. You've then got the smaller one, the C one is for the charging. Then you've got two, you know, I tell you what, my brain's getting bloody worse. You've got your two USB sockets, one's a 3 and one's a 2. And then you've also got then the socket then for the, and I'll plug it in, for the actual cigarette lighter socket to sit into. As I say, that's the thing that I was more interested in. It is 12 volt supply, obviously, and it will do, according to what it says, is 5,000 amps, which is comes down to the battery capacity being 26,800 milliamps. You've got USB-C input, which is a 5 volt 2 amp. You've got USB output, I should have read this before, which is a 9 volt 2 amp or a 5 volt 2 amp. And I believe if you're using both of them together, both of them come out at 5 volts, but I've not checked that yet at the moment. And then of course the DC output is a 12 volt 10 amp, which is that one, which is what I was more interested in. The other thing it's got, as I say, it has got a watch theme on it. You do get a readout of what percentage the actual batteries are on the inside, so you know what's going on with it. And you know, I tried this earlier on and it worked, but I don't know. I'm going to have to read. There we go. There's the actual torch. I think you can see it from there. It's not very good in here because it's daylight. And then you get the flashing effect, as you can see there on my hand, I hope. And then you've also got, when I do it again, what they call the SOS. Well, I think the first one is the SOS and this one is just flashing. And then of course that's the light off, and it also is the power off. The torch I'm not interested in so much, as I say, is the output. Now later on, I won't do it in this one, but later on I should be doing another report on that and doing tests on it. Now the other thing that I've had a question about, I'll just put all this lot back in there. If you do want me to do a more in-depth one of this, then let me know in the comments, and I shall get stuff organised for it. So that's the battery charger, car battery starter, that is. Now the other things I've had questions about is one of my homemade testers. Now I made this quite some time ago for checking things out. It works off 9 volts and it also works off 12 volts as well. And I use this in the industry for obviously checking all my boards out and what have you, for continuity checks and all that sort of thing, and also for checking to see if stuff was working. I'm of the old school whereby the tools that the meters that I grew up with were of the what can I say, analog type and not digital. Therefore you have to have a definite voltage and you definitely have to have an amperage there in order for the needles to operate. I found that with the LED meters they can lead you astray, and I've done in 1 or 2 occasions as I know of. So if you want to know more about this, for those of you that want a bit of a tester for checking out things, or probably you do up cars or what have you, as I say, you just want 12 volt DC, then let me know and I'll do a breakdown of that. But as I say, it's no good me doing it until I get some queries on it. So I think that takes care of this one about the new stuff and what have you. And once again, thank you very much from a humble guy. I have said before again, and my videos are not edited, so what you see is what you get. The next thing that I'm going to do is to show how I've gone on overdoing my upgrade to my miter saw table. Now I can't have one fastened on the bench because my workshop isn't big enough. It's only 8 foot by 10 foot, so there's not a terrific amount of room. So most of my kit is on trolleys, which is, for me, is great. It's ideal because I can work outside, or I can bring stuff in here and work in here. Tight, but I can work in. And obviously, like as you get older, and I'm not going to say which is with everybody that gets old, but with me, with the trade that I've been in, my hands tend to not always function correctly. So I needed something to hold the wood a little bit more firmer so I can cut it and everything. I was on about doing it at the time when I originally made it, but never did, but now I'm getting round to it. And I have got some of it here, if you'll excuse me for a moment, if I can reach over and get it. Oh. And there we go. This is the start of it, and as you can see, if I bring it down, it's quite a large setup, and those are the hinges, which are called, I think, there you go, yeah, in shot, those are called Parliament hinges, and they're going to be ideal for what I'm going to do. That's the start of the framework. I've got one framework more or less done, and then obviously I've got T-tracks to go into it. Not the original type of T-tracks, but all I'm using this for basically is just to act as a saw stop, so I can do repeated cuts. Again, I'm not saying that it's right, but it does for me, and it'll work for what I want, so that's all that matters. So I've got that job going on at the moment, so what I will do in the next video, hopefully, I can show you what the miter saw table looks like at the moment. I've already made the drawer for it, which is, I've used a pocket hole screws, which, there you go, that of course like what they look like for the start off, and it's gone quite well. It works well. Again, it works well for me. Those, by the way, are the supports for the next, for this, when I start getting that rebuilt. So, with that, I thank you. If you get to the end of this, there will be another video coming out very shortly. I might even get a chance to get it done today. Again, many, many thanks, much appreciated. And this is Phil's Workshop. Not only copying my mate Rob from Shedhead, cheers, but thanking you all the same for everything that you've done for me. And as I say, it really is appreciated. So until the next one, bye bye for now. We'll catch you later. Bye bye, folks.